Let me tell you when it tells me we're good. It says we are live. It doesn't see my face yet. One second. All right, we are live. Hey everybody.
Are we then?
We have a short disclaimer here. John, do you want to tell them?
Which one? Oh, me or Doof? Oh, never mind.
I don't know. Who are you? Maybe you should introduce yourself first.
That's okay. Doof is good enough. I don't
right.
want to be over voiced like braggadocious. Henceforth, this is for a mature, open-minded audience. For fun, not entirely factual, based on current laws, including those of physics. We are not liable.
Definitely don't want to be liable for you going insane and your mind exploding.
Too late!
Well,
except for the explosion part.
We just may explode your mind tonight. Me and Doof have been talking quite a lot. We have been talking. You want to tell them what we've been talking about today and what? Hell, dude, I don't know if I have the attention span to say anymore. We've been talking about it so long.
In fact, that's part of the problem. How does the instant society we live in today affect our attention span related to the technology we use almost constantly? And, that's a good topic of conversation as any, I suppose.
It is. We were talking quite a bit about it earlier, and we just kept going on and on and on. Apparently, we're superhuman. I was reading the other day on an article that if you can get through at least 5 minutes of some content, you're superhuman. And why do you think that is? Like, why is that? That's what I want to know. And
well, the average drive-through recommends no more than 3 minutes wait time at the window. Did you know that?
No.
I mean, it's a learned expectation of how we deal with life on a regular basis, including getting food in the drive-through. I mean, it's sad but true. I mean, used to you'd go out in the yard and chuck the chicken, so to speak, and pluck the feathers and chop it up and fry it in the pan, and an hour or so later you had supper.
Yeah.
Nowadays, if you don't have food in less than 10 minutes, you're like, what happened?
Yeah, we have the term hangry because of that, right?
Exactly. I mean, that's at least one phrase associated with such.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that Snickers commercial where it's like, "Oh, are you hungry?" And it shows like a
are
monster.
You a diva?
Yeah. I think that's everybody.
What I don't eat, but I'm still not big on the candy. Either way, yeah.
So
you're a diva when you don't get your Snickers. Your mustache told me so.
honestly, I think that's a sugar addiction, but it's still related to what we're talking about.
It's definitely a sugar level associated with bodily functions, diabetic or not. It still affects us all. But yeah, I mean, like the instant gratification, so to speak, world we live in is like almost spooky to me at times. That like you go to the store, you get a pre-cooked meal, and even if it's not hot, you can heat it up in the microwave in 5 minutes or less usually, and it's ready to eat. Like, but
yeah, dude, you know what? I have kind of an anecdote that you reminded me of. I live in Texas, and we had that storm roll through one day, and it was like a power outage where we were without power for quite a while, and it was coming on and off intermittent, and everybody I know was miserable because you couldn't make your coffee. without.
Well, I mean, you could.
You could, but you needed
But
propane.
I mean, you know how with fire, but a lot of people don't.
Yeah,
And that's kind of sad to me in a lot of ways. It's not so much that we not need to get back to the basics as much as people don't seem to appreciate what we have today and just expect it out of because it's there all the time. But yeah, like you said, when the power goes out, what do? I mean, I either build a fire or break out the propane, like you said.
yeah, and
But
even then, that's still technology breaking out the propane. Like
I mean, fire was one of the first pieces of technology, control of the elements, so to speak.
you're right.
So there's that.
You know what's funny? I'm maybe go off topic here. I saw a video on YouTube because I'm so addicted to YouTube. I'm so addicted to instant gratification. I love that app and I use it all the time. I found out on that app if you slap a chicken enough times, you can heat it up.
What she said.
And if you slap the chicken, it'll
called,
cook it.
You're accelerating the molecules, atomic structure of it, like you're causing vibrations within it on an atomic level. So yeah,
It's the friction.
it would.
Yes, the friction.
I mean, yeah, at an atomic level, and either way, yeah, you're not wrong.
And that's how you cook a chicken without technology.
Well, either way, did you know this is a much slower cooking process? Very not instant. I know you know because you do work with cooking and whatnot, but smoking actually kills germs and bacteria at just barely enough heat.
I've heard of this.
Moisture to evaporate from said meats usually. But yeah, the actual smoke in the air actually doesn't allow bacteria or germs or whatever you want to call it to grow.
That's weird. I kind of want to look into that.
Die. But I mean, and it adds that mesquite flavor that we all love.
Yeah, if you're using this.
I mean, there's definitely nothing instant about barbecue.
No, that's a slow burning, cool process. You gotta get going.
But I mean, it's like I've actually mentioned to my son several times in his 10 years of existence about not everything is instant. We shouldn't expect, just because it's possible to get something when you ask for it, you shouldn't expect it just because you asked for it, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough to teach kids. That's gotta be really
to learn
tough.
A little more appreciation from where what you get comes from and how long it actually took it to get there and how much work was involved in making said products, including especially on the topic of conversation, food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dude, okay, think about entertainment these days. I wanted to make this whole video about Instagram because I feel like technology, the apps that we have is like sapping it from us, our attention span. I feel like me myself, honestly, in my own life, YouTube is taking it out of me. And I already have ADD. I was already diagnosed with ADD. How much more of my attention can I waste? You know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't do that. I should stay away from that shit, you know? That's probably like candy and like giving me cavities in my attention span, you know?
Papa's hilarious.
Yeah.
Either way, I mean, like, it's not just any one source. It's the whole media game today that influences all of the above. That's a topic for another day, possibly. Although it is related.
It is definitely. If you want to go in that area,
you go to commercials and what they say, 30 minutes or less used to be the thing on pizzas. Nowadays, I haven't gotten a pizza where it took more than 15 minutes. Of course, I didn't have it delivered.
Dude, we should make a bet. I want to make a bet with you.
I
The
don't
Super
gamble.
Bowl. Well, okay, whatever. Let's do it for pride. I want to make a bet with you. The Super Bowl's coming up. They say that the attention span of the average American is decreasing. I think that the most loved commercial of the Super Bowl will probably only be about 10 seconds. I bet that.
I don't know how to speak upon that necessarily, other than to say I do enjoy a good puppy bowl.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
The puppy bowl is hilarious because of the commentation, but either way.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't-
well, cuteness rules the internet. I don't know why cuteness
But yeah,
gets
you're
your attention
right.
span.
Like the commercials in the Super Bowl, they're not there to keep your attention as much as they've already got your attention.
Yeah,
but
just going off what you
do
already
keep 'em
have.
short. They do keep them short because they know that during halftime you're fixing snacks and getting beverages and whatnot. I mean, that's a fact.
Hmm.
So
You know-
yeah, they try to keep them short and to the point to get your attention and grab your attention and let's go. Yeah, I get that part of it.
You know what I feel is really strange? I'm thinking back like when I was a kid and how commercials used to be like 30 seconds long or even longer, but
60 seconds even.
I used to sit through them to get to Pokemon. Like, I don't know if any kid would. I don't know if any kid would
You're a
do that.
youngster.
I am for sure. Yes.
When I was a kid, McDonald's still had real hamburgers.
Ew, dude. I'm thinking about a McDonald's hamburger right now. I want to throw up.
Last time when it made me feel like I took a handful of Tylenol, it's just, yeah, it was tasty, but it was weird.
I feel like there's nothing in it now. Like if I'm thinking about a home cooked burger, which takes a while, mind you, I feel like that's way more worth it. Way more worth it to cook your own burger because you get that good grease and the hamburger at McDonald's doesn't even have grease. It's like cardboard.
I mean,
like it sucks up the grease in my body.
not just there, but other fast food burger places I've been to in recent months have been, very dry and not very beefy tasting. The flame broiled patty from the BK was not. It didn't taste like beef as much as I could tell it was flame broiled.
Yeah,
it
that's
could've been-
artificial,
I'm not saying,
right?
I'm saying it was probably some part of a cow, but you got to look at all the parts of the cow that we overlook, tongues, hearts, and whatnot. It was tough.
The BK burger, I think that's probably the best fast food burger you can get. That's what I
Either
think.
way,
But it's probably artificial.
we have a local place here that does really good,
Dude,
actual 8-ounce patties, and they take longer.
they do.
See, not instant gratification. But I mean, that's the saying though. It's worth the wait.
I think,
It's
it
not
is.
It's not just it's worth its weight in gold. It's worth the wait in time.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
That's
Take a
exactly what I'm
pause,
saying. It's better to cook your own
Yeah.
burger because you know it's beef. I mean, you can see it in the package. It's got blood and everything, Like, when you go to McDonald's, like, it cooks a lot faster than it should because they're, like, serving them up really fast. That's gotta be fake meat.
I mean,
but
have
but
you
we're
looked at how thin
satisfied.
They are.
I would
It's
never...
like-
I can't even imagine making a beef patty that thin.
It's like 3 millimeters thick, yo.
Yeah. I mean, which one are you
I
getting?
mean, yeah, it's not much to it to cook. I mean, sure, it's a 400-degree grill top or whatever they cook it on. Or, I mean, I'm sure it's some kind of convection oven these days because that's even faster.
For the patty?
basically a pizza oven, a air fryer. Like it's all 400 degrees. You throw it in there for 2 minutes, it's done. And not
I don't
only
know.
that, but they're pre-made. Like,
Ugh.
not only are the patties frozen / pre-made, but a lot of times the burgers are pre-made. Like, they'll have a couple Big Macs ready to go or whatever, depending on where you go. And that's why I always order, if I order fast food, with special accessories, so to speak. Extra sauce and extra pickles.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
at
you
least
need it,
then-
right? To hork it down, you need it.
I mean, they have to. At least then I know they had to do one just for me, and it wasn't sitting on the shelf for 30 minutes.
Brother, what I want to know is, does anybody think that it's worth it? Like that's why we're making this right now, right? I want to know your opinion. Do you think that it's actually worth it? Like the taste? Like, are you being satisfied? Like, I mean, because it takes
That's why.
3 seconds, like 3 minutes, like you said, you know?
And it's not cheap. And then the employees want more money because we're tired of living on minimum wage. Well, go get an education and a real career, not just a high school job, which is what most fast food places are intended to employ, by the way.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, an in-school job. They're not intended for lifelong success.
Unless you
It's
become
just,
a manager that's disgruntled with his life.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, and then you've got office space to deal with, and you stole my stapler, and yeah. But either way, yeah. The
Then you
point
breathe
is,
burgers.
If you want a career, then strive for a said career. Don't look for the fast option, so to speak. The instant I get paid today in a fast food place. It's not intended to be a lifelong career. I mean, like, but
Good point.
speaking of the food produced by said places, no, I mean, it's not. It's just fillers. And lately, I've been better off on canned foods that I can. Oh, by the way, speaking of the instant gratification, actually saved me time and money. I don't have to drive to a fast food place often. I can buy a can of vegetable beef soup for $2, and I can heat it up in the microwave in 3 minutes, and it's good. It's good for me. It's tasty, and it's a saver all the way around as far as my health and my resources go, including
Yes.
time.
So you can spend more time on TikTok, right, Doof?
I mean, actually, either way, not so much anymore, but yeah, at one time that would have been the case.
Now I'm just picking on you.
Oh, that's cool. I'm not mad at you, yo.
All right, cool. Well, like I said, I spend a lot of time on YouTube, so I'm not guilty. I mean, I am guilty. I am guilty of using the attention span addicting stuff. I wanted to read a little bit of
Then
this
there's
article, but
Hashtag, whose fault is it anyway? Speaking of TikTok,
you're making that
I
a thing.
started that one. I did make that a thing. It's
Nice.
not big yet, but hashtag whose fault is it anyway is all me.
You should have
So
mentioned
far.
that in the first 5 minutes of this show.
Because everybody's lost their attention, and they haven't got their instant gratification yet, and they're bored with us
Next
talking
time.
about
Next
either
time.
way. I'm sure I'll mention it later and commercialize myself as much as possible in the future, because that's all anybody wants now is instant popularity,
Yeah.
except for me.
Wait, no.
Hence
We
the
both
name.
want that. We both
Wait,
want that.
But
If
you
we're not
can't
gonna,
look.
if we can't admit that, then we need to be shot. We need to be dragged into the street and shot right now.
Okay, then explain to me how I want instant popularity, and I'm using my Xbox name instead of my TikTok name or my Facebook name or my hence other social media names. I'm only Doof Sniper to a certain selective few.
Yeah, you are a John Doe of sorts. I agree.
In a way, I mean, I'm definitely a John.
Well, well, whatever way you look at it, I mean, we are stroking our egos right now. We get to fill somebody's day with our thoughts.
I don't know about you, but I'm stroking my beard. I'm like the thinking man in contemplation of what to say next.
Go ahead. While you're stroking your beard, I wanna talk about maybe a little bit, pull apart a little bit of this article, and maybe we can get some interesting bits out of this. I'm gonna start out by saying,
you actually get comments out of this?
I haven't gotten comments yet. Maybe one,
but it is possible, right?
For sure, it is. Yeah.
Okay, well then, comments and criticism are welcome, just for whoever might happen to watch.
Yeah, and thank you for watching, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to thank you at the end, too, so you stay tuned.
If your attention span is more than 10 minutes, then thank you already.
Have we only been going for 10 minutes?
I honestly don't know.
Hold on. Let me look at this.
Perspective-related guess.
Let me see. We have been going and chugging along for what seems to be undetermined. Wait. What does it say? I think it's 14. Oh, dude, we're almost at 30 minutes. Yes! I love it.
Are you serious?
Dude, I told you this shit goes fast. Ooh, my bad. Sorry, I cursed.
Either. You said mierda.
I said, you said it too, boy. Oh, boy, you said it.
I said mierda. That's different.
I said shite. I said shite. It is the same thing.
Scheisen.
So, I want to give a little bit of spotlight to this guy named Giothsna Bat, because he's a psychedelic doctor. I don't know.
I wish I was a doctor of psychedelics. Just imagine how cool that would have been in the 70s, right?
Go into psychology.
You said psychedelic, though.
Well,
you know, like at Woodstock kind of thing.
What is a PsyD? I'm reading this. What is a PsyD? I'm pretty sure he's a doctor. Psychology?
Psychological doctorate.
Okay.
I would assume it's a psychological doctorate, not the psychedelic.
That's what I am. I'm the psychedelic doctor, okay? I've done enough psychedelics as many years as a doctor, okay?
I tell you. You and your mustache.
Why, thank you.
Oh, it's hilarious.
You know. Wait. Let me read a little bit of this and tell me what you think about this. I don't know if you've read this or not. They say, Giothna says, I could have picked a better article, honestly. I can't even pronounce this dude's name. It seems like kids today are not as good at concentrating as we might remember being at their age. I was just saying that earlier. If your child seems to be having trouble focusing or finishing simple tasks without getting distracted, you may be wondering if it's because of a mental health condition, such as ADD or ADHD. It's natural.
Yeah, give them amphetamines just because they're pharmaceutical grade. It's good for them, even though the street version is terrible and detrimental to your health. It's hypocritical in the least.
We were talking about that earlier. I get really depressed on that subject. We need to go into that one of these days because I got a whole fucking rant about that. Oh, see, when I get heated,
bad word again.
I said bad words. I really do get upset quite easily.
Hence, we're not liable for a mature, open-minded audience. Don't forget.
We are. Are we mature? Are we mature?
I'm older than you, so I don't know really.
What are you talking about? I'm old enough to be your dad.
Only in your dreams.
Touche. All right, it's natural to
Ah,
be concerned when you see your child struggling. Before jumping to
I'm from the
conclusions,
70s. I don't know about you.
I'm from the 60s. Take some time to survey your child's environment.
Whatever.
Today's world is vastly different from the one we grew up in. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
It is and it's not. I mean, like, it is in what parents allow their children to do, not in what children had available to them at the time. For example,
I agree and
cell
disagree.
phones,
Go for it.
streaming. I mean, sure, there wasn't social media, and news was boring, but news is still always negative, just like it was 30 years ago. The difference is the way it's portrayed today and how many portals you have to view it on.
You're right about that. Yes, you are.
The parental control aspect is just lost to some people these days because, okay, it's not the child's fault. It's because they don't have the guidance of their paternal, others to say, hey, you shouldn't be doing this. You should be active in the real world. Like when we sat there and watched cartoons in the evening, and I mean, like it wasn't allowed. It was like go outside and play. And our parents didn't sit there on their phones and watching their screens, looking at basically their portable TVs and ignore us. They were more involved in our lives.
You're right. Do you know what that reminds me of? What you just said right now? It reminds me of mythology, Greek mythology. There was a man named, or not a man, he was a god named Sisyphus. He was the one that gave man fire, the technology. And the gods happened to punish him for giving man fire because they didn't attain it themselves, and it was a technology that they couldn't come to grasp. Like you're saying, there's a responsibility on that person, like the adult.
There should be, but it's sadly often overlooked in today's world, and I've witnessed it firsthand several times. There'll be a 2-year-old crying in his eating chair with his, he's through eating, and he's looking for daddy's attention or mommy's attention, and they're playing a whatever game on their phone or watching a whatever video on their phone, and they're like, hold on a minute, and they're nice at first, and then 3 screams later from the child, and they're like, give me a damn minute, I'm doing something. That's like, it hurts my feelings to know that people care that little about their own children, much less what else is happening in the world related to said subject.
Well, you know what I worry about, because I've thought about this too. It's not that it's one single parent's responsibility. It's every parent's responsibility, because my child can go over to your child's house and your child has the liquor cabinet open. They have their cell phone about them, and maybe they have pornography.
They won't.
Well, I'm not saying you.
I'm paying attention to what my kid's doing, but that's
but it's like I'm saying,
point.
it's every parent's responsibility, not just one. Not just like you can't help it if your child goes over to another child's house and they pull out the cell phone that has pornography on it. You know what I mean?
Hence, mature audience. Mature means so many different things. It could mean a ripe fruit, but it can also mean a responsible adult that knows how its decisions affect the oncoming generation and how to look out for said, pupils or whatever you want to call them. Even if they're not your children, if they're in your home, they should be guarded with such respect. Like they're not pets. They don't know any better sometimes, especially to not go in the liquor cabinet, to not go if there's an unlocked gun laying on the floor to not touch it unless you teach them. Like,
Yeah,
they
it
don't
should
know how to
be.
talk to you, even. They don't even know how to say words to you and pronounce what they want until you teach them how.
I full-heartedly agree with you on that point. I think that we should teach kids how to use the technology that we have responsibly, not just give it away, not just say, hey, there you go, get away from me because I'm busy. That's irresponsible.
I'm not saying they can't learn from media sources. I mean, my nephew learns how to talk. He learns how to say numbers. He can count really high. He's 3. He knows basic math already, but he can't pronounce certain words, and I can tell it's like a frustration with him because nobody's taught him. Like,
no one's took time. You feel like no one's took time.
Exactly, time. Hence instant. Hence pause and think. That's so overlooked in the world today. It's literally heartbreaking to me at times.
It is. I think the reason that we picked this subject is because that we both value it and we both see the value in it, and hopefully other people can see it too.
I hope so. I hope
I do too.
The message is spread that a little forethought goes a long way.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard with TikTok out there. Hard with Instagram out there.
I'm not trying to compete.
You know, all I ever hear about is TikTok. Dude, that's all I ever hear about. Like, from anybody. Like, they want to relate. They want to relate and they bring it up. It's really strange to me.
You know why?
Because I don't have it.
Here's one.
I don't have it.
Related topic of conversation, related theory as to why.
Why?
It is no more than 60 seconds per video.
Is that the limit?
Instant gratification. It is, unless you're live. But
I can't believe they have
seconds, that. I mean, it's a fact as far as I know. I could be wrong. It wouldn't be the first time, but
let's look it up.
There's the attention span to deal with, and nobody wants to look at 15 or hour-long videos because we can't keep our attention that long and keep in the topic of conversation and be interested because we have to change to something else.
Dude, you're right. It is 60 seconds. That's the length that it limits you to. And you know what's even crazier than that? Bless you. I know another app that doesn't let you, that limits you on your, they kind of censor you in a way. Don't you think 60 seconds is censorship if that's all you're allowed?
I mean, except for they have a live option after you get 1,000 followers. Yeah.
But that's not on your not on your feed though,
but,
is it?
I mean, you can't well, you can record it, but it's not like you can't save it and share it on the app.
So, okay, check this out. Twitter only allows you 280 characters. How long is that? That's not even like a paragraph. That's insane to me. That's another insanely popular app.
Bits is 16 bits in a byte, right? Yeah, that's not really a whole lot at all.
I'm gonna look up the top 10 apps. Let's see how long they allow you. The top 10 apps. We already saw 280 characters for Twitter. We saw 60 seconds.
I mean, we would have been through with that not much longer than after the disclaimer.
What do you mean?
I mean, the characters involved, including spaces.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Would be not much more than our disclaimer. Yeah, that's I mean, it's a restriction. I don't know if you could call it censorship, considering the content that includes your 280 characters is, I don't know, there's no... Oh, that's another topic for another day, too.
Oh, dude,
Is there such a thing
dude,
as freedom of speech anymore?
dude. Let me tell you the popular apps and games. When you go to Google Play, number one is Netflix. That kind of blows my mind. But guess what the
doesn't
next
mind
one
because
is?
it's the only TV app I have at the moment. What?
Is it?
YouTube?
No, the next one's
What?
Instagram.
Oh, I don't even look at that. And every time I do, it's some twin turbo LS badass hot rods.
Well, you know what people use Instagram for these days? I didn't realize it until
Popularity.
I finally realized it. No, yes.
In a word, popularity.
Yes, clout. It's a new word that these kids are using these days. By gum, by garndon.
Oh,
It's called clout.
speaking of that, I figured out the no cap. It's like saying no crap without the R.
No cap? Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, it's like saying, yeah, ain't it kind of the same thing, though? No crap without the R. Hence, Instant Society leaves letters out just to make stuff faster in the text messages.
So what clout is essentially, oh my god. I'm looking in the Urban Dictionary
like
because that's
popping
the
your
only way.
collar.
Kind of. Clout is.
I mean, I can look in the old trusty Funkin' Wagnall
No,
comprehensive.
Funkin' Wagnall's not gonna have this, bro. Clout. Let me explain
You
it to
don't
you.
think
I just
clout
looked it
was
up.
the thing back then?
What is clout
Let's see.
back then? Was it savoir faire?
Illumino P.
Clout means doing it for fame, attention,
Exactly.
attention or views.
Yeah.
So
Publicity.
so that's what Instagram's about. It's about clout. It's the attention. You want other people's attention. Maybe, and I'm thinking about this right now, maybe when you lose your attention span, you want other people's attention because you don't have enough. I don't know. Does that make sense?
I mean, it's a way of overcompensating, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. You know what the third app, the most popular app is here? It's TikTok.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Clout in Funkin' Wagnall. The third definition is the center of a target, hence the center of attention could be. It's also,
That makes sense.
yeah.
I've never heard of that definition. Honestly, I would like to hit the bullseye every single time I go on Instagram.
It also says in the second full definition, no kidding, from British nouns, a stupid, loutish person. Claude. C-L-O-U-T.
I wouldn't mind clout.
But I mean, like, it's a braggadocious way of being, in my opinion. Like,
It is. It is. It has
it
to be.
serves no actual function other than popularity.
I mean, so what's the point of our attention span? Is after you say that, that's what I think. I think what's the point of our attention span? It's honestly to keep us alive. Like it has to be, right? Like in order for something to be important to you, it needs to be important what you do. Like back in the day, it used to be taking the time to choke the chicken, like you said. But now it's popular to choke the chicken. Double innuendo.
Indeed. You know, like, my importance for my attention span, if I deem it to be important at the time, you know, video games don't count. That's kind of like a relief from the real world. But to learn, like, new, possibly better ways to live, whether it's instant or not, should be, at least in my opinion, my focus on what I should put my attention towards is to learn maybe not new, but even retrograde ways of living. Just it might be better for me and the planet and all of the above in a lot of ways.
I want to learn more, so I can agree with you. And it's going to take a lot of attention. I just bought a book that I want to spend more time on, and it's going to be really hard in between looking up videos on YouTube and playing video games, because we both love to play Fortnite. I actually want to play Fortnite with you after this, so stick around, dude.
Dude, Sniper will be on Fortnite momentarily.
Awesome.
That's a fact.
Awesome. Since we both know...
Speaking of that,
yeah.
we should head into signing off of this, because nobody in the modern world, most likely, has this much of an attention span, unfortunately.
Do you think so? I'm going to listen to this over again. Not because I'm egotistical. I think this was fun. I think this is a lot of fun.
It.
You should. You should.
But, I mean, like, as far as most of the world today goes, I really couldn't say for sure, because
I couldn't either.
Everybody else.
But you know what? I have a feeling that you and me are not trying to be popular. I have a feeling that we're just trying to get an idea across. And if it takes this long for somebody to get through it, I think they're going to be better for it, whoever it is. And honestly, I think that they might share it too.
I will say this. This is not the last conversation we will have on a so-called podcast. And that's something to look forward to.
Hell yeah.
And if someone learns from it, then all the better.
I agree. I totally agree with you, man. It's been nice. It's been nice. We're not going to read the rest of this.
Agree.
We're not going to read the rest of this article here. But what I will do is I'm going to copy it and I'm going to put it in our Discord here so that we do not what's the word? We're not copyright. No, not copyright. Oh boy. We're not plagiarizing. Yes.
See.
I'm gonna
People
put that
can
there.
get on similar wavelengths, similar mentalities, and actually have real conversations about certain topics. It's still a thing, not necessarily of the past. That's an awesome fact to me, that people from Alabama to Texas can talk to each other and share common beliefs.
Brother, it has been nice talking to you, and I am so glad that we did this. Let's do it again sometime soon.
All right, let's go shoot people on Fortnite and build for defenses.
I like that idea. I'm gonna go have a smoke first. But thanks for hanging, dude. I can't wait. We should share this. If you share this, Doof, make sure that you tell everybody to like. Not only to like, but subscribe, because we want more people to engage in the ideas that we have here. Comment, especially.
Engage,
right?
Share, comment, all of the above. Get the word out that there's smart people that aren't overly educated.
There are, and that's why we brought up that article, because Joyannasinth Blayat, the psychedelic doctor, is going to profit off of this.
Don't forget Mr. Young, and don't forget Dr. Tassin. He influences a lot of my ideas. But yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right, man. Y'all have a good night. We love you.
All right. Yeah, see y'all.
Peace.